Good afternoon. Welcome into Conway Christian Baseball as the Eagles take on Baptist Prep in their conference opener for the season. Conway Christian 2-2 so far to start this young season. And Baptist Prep comes into the game at 4-1. Both teams playing their first conference game. Got a lot to get to. Both teams looking to start things off well this conference season, get things off on the right foot as we get ready to head into the spring break. Eagles have Kendall Willis on the mound, making his third appearance on the season. We'll talk some more about him as we get into the game. Starting lineup for Baptist Prep. As you take a look at their batting order, Aaron Fielder in center field, Ben Brown, the DH, Rome DeLoach, the shortstop, Carson Wake at third base, Landon Thornton out in left field, Hutch Fenton at first base, Andrew Mashburn will be on the mound for Baptist Prep, and then Cash Bowman at second base, Marshall Eoff the catcher, and then Brock Mashburn out in right field. In the field for the Eagles, already mentioned Kendall Willis on the mound. Reese Post will be behind the plate. Kyle Kane, the first baseman, Xander Stone at second base. Isaiah Brister, the shortstop. Ace Kohler at third base. Out in right field is going to be Preston Elliott. Center field, Hudson Wheeler. And out in left is Jacob Cass. We are all warmed up, ready to go as the Eagles take on the Eagles here in the conference opener here at Victory Field. Leading things off for Baptist Prep, their center fielder, Aaron Fielder. First pitch swings and misses for strike one. The 0-1 pitch going to miss high to even things up at 1-1. Come set, here's the pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike two. And Willis ahead quickly, 1-2. That 1-2 pitch going to miss outside, and the count evens up at 2-2 to the leadoff man. 51 degrees first pitch. Slight breeze blowing in from right center. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike three. Kendall Willis gets the leadoff man, and there's one away. That'll bring up the DH for Baptist Prep, Ben Brown. Willis comes set, first pitch. That's going to be popped up behind second base. Xander Stone drifts back and is unable to make the catch. A little soft blooper right over the second baseman, gets down, and Baptist Prep has their first base runner of the game on that soft little base hit. So Brown, the runner at first base. That'll bring up the shortstop, Rome DeLoach. As Willis takes a look back at first base, comes set from the stretch, and he's going to pick over, and that's going to get past Kane at first base to the fence. He's going to make a throw over to second base, and it's not going to be in time. So The errant pickoff attempt is going to allow the runner to advance into scoring position with just one out here in the top of the first. Willis comes set from the stretch, takes a look back at the runner a couple times. Now he delivers home. That one's popped up behind first base. Kane running back. Elliott comes in foul territory, makes the catch. And there's two away. Runner stays put at second base. So 2 balls put in play. Neither one of them hit particularly hard. One got down for a base hit. That one caught out there down the right field line. But 2 away here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Carson Wake. First pitch going to miss high for ball 1. Swings and misses at the off-speed pitch for strike 1. So 1-1 in the count here with 2 away as Kendall's going to step off and walk the runner back to the bag. Back on the rubber, comes set, looks back, now looks home. There's the pitch that's fouled. Back to the mound and got a piece of Reese Post, the catcher, on his throwing hand there. He shakes it off. As the umpire gives him a moment to regroup. It is 1-2 after that foul back to the backstop. 2 away here in the top of the first inning. And we're ready to go. Willis from the stretch comes set. Here's the pitch home. That's lined into center field right at Hudson Wheeler. He camps under it and makes the catch, and that will end the inning. So 1 base hit, all that's doing for Baptist Prep. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score here at Conway Christian. Welcome back as we get ready to start the bottom of the first. No score here between Baptist Prep, Conway Christian. Isaiah Brister going to lead things off for the Eagles. First pitch going to be called strike one. Brister hitting .308, 2 RBI in the 4 games so far this season. That pitch is hit past the shortstop and into left field for a leadoff single for Brister. So the Eagles have the leadoff man on. And that'll bring up the senior Xander Stone. Stone hitting .471, 7 RBI for the Eagles. Brister takes off, and he's going to be, could have stood up. He dives in there, but with the stolen base. So now runner in scoring position, nobody out. So we take a look at the starting lineup for the Eagles. Brister, Stone, Elliott, Kohler due up here this inning. Kendall Willis, Reese Post, Kyle Kane, Creed Hildebrand, and then Hudson Wheeler will wrap up the batting lineup. Jacob Cass being DH for starting out there in left field. Stone fouled that pitch off to make it 1-1. So 1-1 the count, nobody out. That pitch going to miss outside, and the count is 2-1. Quick pitch home. That's lined back up the middle of the shortstop. He's going to glove it. Throw to first. Gets the out. Brister advances to third. So a job well done there by Xander Stone as he moves the runner 90 feet from home as the Eagles look to jump out in front here over Baptist Prep. And that'll bring up the starting right fielder for Conway Christian, Preston Elliott, another senior, hitting .308, 4 RBI on the young season. And he's got another opportunity here with Brister 90 feet from home over there at third base. First pitch breaking ball down in the dirt for ball one. Andrew Mashburn is the starter on the mound for Baptist Prep. He comes set, comes home. That off-speed pitch drops in there. This time for a strike, and the count evens up at 1-1. One pitch going to miss outside and away, low, and the count is now 2-1. That one chopped slowly to third base. He's going to boot it, and the run will score. Elliott will be safe at first. Run probably was going to score either way, as that was kind of a slow chopper. Either way, run scores. It's 1-0 Conway Christian. And Elliott over at first base still 1 away. And that will bring up Ace Kohler as he watches the first pitch for strike one. That pitch is called for strike two, and Kohler falls behind 0-2 here. Elliott gets the lead at first. Here's the pitch home. Elliott takes off, ball down low, and there's not even going to be a throw. As the Eagles aggressive early, both runners that got to first base have stolen second without even a throw attempt. And the count's 1-2, 1 away. Runner back in scoring position for the Eagles. Here's the pitch. Kohler pops that foul behind the plate to keep things at 1-2. Kohler had that monster grand slam last time the Eagles were playing here. That gave them the lead on a big rally against Pottsville. That's a hard hit. Ground ball through the shortstop, and that's going to get to the outfield. Elliott's going to round third, and he is going to score. Kohler stays at first base, so a hard hit ball got through the shortstop. That's going to be the second error of the game, or of the inning, for Baptist Prep, and the Eagles with a early 2-0 lead. And that'll bring up Kendall Willis. Who is the starting pitcher for Conway Christian. Just a sophomore, one of a few sophomores in the starting lineup. He watches that breaking ball low for ball one. Oh, the runner at first base gets his lead. Ashburn comes set from the stretch. Couple looks over. Now comes home. That's a fastball in the corner at 72 for strike one. Drops in there and is looked at for a called strike two. So now 1-2 the count. One away here in the bottom of the first. Mashburn comes set, looks over to Kohler. Breaking ball, ground ball through the shortstop. That's going to be a base hit. Nice two-strike approach there by Kendall Willis, and there's runners at first and second with still one away. Second hit of the inning for the Eagles. And that'll bring up the catcher, Reese Post. Reese hitting .308. 3 RBI in the 4 games so far. He started every game at catcher for Conway Christian. And he's got 2 runners on. Kohler, the runner at second base. Willis, the runner at first base. And Reese lines the first pitch he sees into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Picked up, and Kohler's going to be held up, and Willis took off to third. And now he's going to be stuck in a rundown. Oh, the ball gets away from him. Kohler now stuck in a rundown at between home and third. So a base running mistake. Willis dives back into second. Reese going to be safe at first. Kohler was out at the plate. So just to recap what happened there, is we were a lot going on. A base hit to right field from Reese was picked up from the right fielder. Ace was held up at third. Kendall took off to third and got stuck in a rundown. And at the end of the day, there's 2 outs for the Eagles. Runners still at first and second. And now Kyle Kane going to come up to bat. We get a courtesy runner for the catcher Post, as Bennett Foster will come in to run for him. Kane comes into the game hitting .333 with 4 RBI. The senior first baseman watches the first pitch he sees, and that gets to the backstop. And a kind of late jump there from Willis at second. He's going to be able to get there anyways. So now runners at second and third with 2 away, 1-0 the count. The Eagles leading Baptist Prep 2-0. As he watches that pitch for a ball, it's 2-0. You can hear probably on the broadcast, strong wind coming in from the outfield. Fly ball into center field from Kane, right at the center fielder. He gets underneath it, and he's going to make the catch, and that's the third out. Eagles strike first as they get 2 runs in the bottom of the first to take the lead over Baptist Prep. 2-0. We head to the second. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back as we get ready to start the top of the second inning. Conway Christian leading Baptist Prep 2-0 after 2 runs in the first. Kendall Willis still on the mound for the Eagles. He will face off against the Baptist Prep left fielder Landon Thornton. Busy day on the campus here at Conway Christian as we've got a home baseball game and the Eagles soccer, girls and boys soccer team kicking off their season over at Mission Field. Girls soccer is underway right now. You can watch both of those games live streamed over on the Conway Christian Huddle TV account. You can find a link to that if you're wanting to tune in to those games on the Conway Christian Eagles app. There's links to all live stream games right there as that pitch is fouled off. Thornton to lead off man here in the second inning as he'll take the 1-1 pitch down low to make it 2-1. The 2-1 pitch fouled back over the backstop, and that evens the count up at 2-2. Willis coming into this game, his third appearance, he's allowed just 1 earned run so far on the mound. That ball is grounded to shortstop Brister. He flubs it a little bit, makes the throw to first, and it's not going to be in time. So the leadoff man reaches on an error from the Eagle shortstop. And there's 1 aboard, nobody out. So some fielding mistakes early from both teams. Baptist Prep with 2 errors so far. Conway Christian now with 2 errors after that fielding error. They had a throwing error in the first from Willis on a pickoff attempt. So Thornton reaches first base on that play. Hutch Fenton, the first baseman, is now going to bat for Baptist Prep. He's going to line a base hit into right field. And there are quickly 2 aboard here for Baptist Prep. That'll bring up the pitcher, Andrew Mashburn. Thornton, the runner at second. Fenton, the runner at first base. Nobody out here in the top of the second. As Willis will pitch from the stretch. Gets the signs from his catcher post. Comes set. Stares back. Here's going to be a bunt right back to Willis. He'll just take the easy out at first. And the sac bunt will move the runners into both runners into scoring position. As Willis plays it safe there to take the out. Probably had the opportunity to maybe make a play at third, but early in the game, 2-0 lead. Takes the out where he can get it. And there's 1 away, runners at second, third, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Cash Bowman. First pitch he sees, he swings and misses at the high fastball. Oh, 1 pitch. That's going to be a fastball on the outside corner, and it is 0-2. So 0-2 from the stretch. Willis comes set. Couple glances over at the runner at third. Delivers home. That's a breaking ball in the dirt. Blocked by Reeves' post, but it is ball 1. The wind blows in from center field. Here's the pitch, and that's going to hit him on the shoulder. So the 2-strike hit batter is going to load the bases here with 1 away. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Marshall Eoff. He's the catcher. And we're going to get a mound visit for the Eagles. Coach Whitson comes out to talk to his pitcher and the rest of his infield. While he does that, we will take a break. It's 2-0 Conway Christian, but Baptist Prep has the bases loaded here in the second. We'll be right back. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. The mound visit is over as we get ready to resume play. 1 away here in the top of the second. Baptist Prep with the bases loaded, and their catcher Marshall Eoff stepping into the box as Willis looking to work his way out of a jam. A hit, an error, and a hit batter is how we got here. Sack bunt worked in the middle of that as time is called before Willis delivers the first pitch. We reset. Kendall, pitcher from the windup. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses at a high fastball, 76 on the gun. It's 0-1. Top of the Baptist Prep lineup on deck. Oh, 1 pitch going to be in there at the knees for strike 2 at 78. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Willis. That's going to miss low for ball 1. One-two pitch from Willis. He's going to miss outside and away, or low. 4 ball 2, and the count evens up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Corners playing in for Conway Christian. Middle infield back to turn 2. Line drive up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. Wheeler fields it at center field, gets it in quickly. And an RBI single from the catcher, Marshall Eoff. Makes it 2-1. And that'll bring up the leadoff man, their center fielder, Aaron Fielder. As we'll get a courtesy runner over there at first base for the Baptist Prep catcher. It looks like it is Briggs Brolo. Base is still loaded, still 1 away here in the top of the second. It's 2-1 Conway Christian, but Baptist Prep threatening. First pitch, that's going to be a ball. Gets away from the catcher. Play at the plate is not in time. So the wild pitch is going to even things up at 2-2. All the runners advance, so now runners at second and third just 1 away for Baptist. Pitch home, that's going to be in there for a strike. And it is 1-1. One pitch, line drive over the first baseman's head, and that's going to get in for base hit. 2 runs going to score, and Baptist Prep going to take the lead on that 2 RBI single from Aaron Fielder. Still just 1 out as the bases clear up a little bit. That'll bring up the DH for Baptist Prep, Ben Brown. Brown 1 for 1 with a base hit. He's going to square the bunt, pulls back. Throw down to second base as the runner took off. Not going to be in time. And a runner back in scoring position here. Brown had the little bloop single over the second baseman in the first. That pitch going to be popped up into right field. Elliott coming in, giving chase in foul territory, makes the catch. The runner's going to tag up at second base, going to third base. Here's the throw, not going to be in time. But there's 2 away in the second. Runner's going to move up 90 feet as Rome DeLoach, the shortstop, steps into the box for Baptist. DeLoach 0 for 1. He had a similar looking pop out to Elliott his first time up. Almost exactly like the previous play we just saw. He's got a runner at third base in scoring position as he looks to extend the Baptist Prep lead. Watches the first pitch for ball 1. One 0 pitch. That's going to be a line drive left field, and it's going to get foul. So as we reset, counts 1-1, 2 away here in the top of the second. Baptist Prep's put up 4 runs so far, and they're still threatening with a runner at third base. As Willis delivers home, he's going to miss that outside to make it 2-1. Two one pitch misses high, and it is 3-1. The 3-1 pitch in the dirt, and that'll be a 2-out walk. So first and third now for Baptist Prep, as the third baseman Carson Wake steps in to bat. He's 0 for 1 today. Willis from the stretch going to look back the runner, as that fastball going to miss up for ball 1. One 0 count, 2 away. From the stretch, here's the pitch. That's hit up in the air, and that's going to get well out of play down the left field line. As the count's evened up at 1-1. One the count as Willis delivers home. That's skied high right behind second baseman Xander Stone, and Brister comes over and is going to make the catch, kind of sliding to the ground as The wind gave them a little bit of trouble, but they're able to get the out. But Baptist Prep gets 4 runs on 3 hits and an error from Conway Christian. They take the lead as we head to the bottom of the second. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. We start at the bottom of the second, 4-2 Baptist Prep over Conway Christian, and the freshman Creed Hildebrand going to lead things off for the Eagles. The left-handed DH going to watch ball 1 outside. Creed just a few at-bats, but he is hitting .500 on the year. His main contribution so far in this young season's been out on the mound, as he's going to watch that pitch for ball 2. That 2-0 pitch going to miss high, and 3 straight balls as Hildebrand ahead 3-0 as he tries to get a leadoff runner on as the Eagles look to punch back here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 pitch, that's going to miss inside. So 4-pitch walk, leadoff walk for the freshman. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Hudson Wheeler. Creed with really good speed over there at first base. Hudson Wheeler with really good speed here at the plate as they look to roll the lineup back over to the top of the order. Hildebrand gets his lead, and he's going to take off. That first pitch is going to be grounded hard, foul back at the Eagle dugout for strike 1. Eagles have been very aggressive so far on the bases when they've had opportunities. Already 2 stolen bases, not even a throw attempt from the catcher. One of them was in the dirt, but one was just a great jump. Hildebrand gets a healthy lead over there. Pick back attempt as he dives back in safely. So Mashburn going to step back on, comes set. Gives a look back over at first base. Hildebrand takes off, and again, Wheeler going to foul it off. So now 0-2. To Hudson. Hudson hitting .300, 4 RBI so far on the season. He steps back in, down 0-2. Hildebrand gets the lead. Breaking ball. Hit in the air to center field. And Aaron Fielder going to glove it, make the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 away. 1 runner on as the top of the Eagle lineup will come back up. Isaiah Brister, leadoff base hit in the first inning. Creed Hildebrand, the runner at first base. We'll see if he tries to steal again. 2 attempts. Both were fouled off. He's going to take that one easily on a breaking ball that was watched for strike 1. So 3 stolen bases for the Eagles so far through 1 1/3. And Eoff, the Baptist Prep catcher, has yet to throw down yet as Brister watches that for ball 1. So runner in scoring position for Conway Christian. As Brister steps back in, here's the pitch. Nice breaking ball. Snaps in on the inside corner, and it's 1-2. One away. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, just foul down the third base line. Grazed the outside of the third, almost grazed the outside of the bag over there at third. But foul nonetheless, and it stays 1-2. And Brister will step back in. 1-2, the count, one away. As we'll have time called. Mashburn didn't even step off the rubber during that time called. Brister steps back in. We come set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Got inside on him, and it is caught in left field. Hildebrand caught off second base, and they double him up, and that will end the inning. So a leadoff walk for the Eagles doesn't turn into anything. We'll head to the third. Baptist Prep leads Conway Christian 4-2. We hit the top of the third here at Victory Field. It is 4-2 Baptist Prep in this conference opener for both teams. Eagles scored 2 in the first. Baptist Prep responded with 4 in the top of the second, and they will look to add to that lead here in the third, as Landon Thornton, the left fielder, will lead things off. He'll watch strike one. Fastball up and in at 76, misses to make it 1-1. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Willis. That's fouled back out of play. And it is 1-2. Willis has gotten ahead to 2 strikes a couple of times. Just 1 strikeout so far. That one's going to be lined into the left center gap. Wheeler coming in, diving, and he makes the catch. What a play by Hudson Wheeler out there in center field. A diving catch from the Eagles center fielder. As we take another look at the great effort from the Eagles center fielder, ranging to his right into the gap to make the catch. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Hutch Fenton, as we've got one away here in the third. That's something the Eagles needed, as that one's fouled off. Last inning, a leadoff error got things going for Baptist Prep, and that two-strike ball put in play could have been trouble, but a great play from Hudson Wheeler as Willis gets ahead 1-2 on a breaking ball. Baptist Prep 4-1 on the year. They've scored some runs. Conway Christian an even 2-2. That's a line drive right back up the middle. Brister positioned perfectly. It was right at him. He didn't even have to move. As he makes the play, throws to first and gets the out. And there's two away, which will bring up the pitcher, Andrew Mashburn. Mashburn has not recorded in that bat yet. First pitch fouled back to the backstop for strike one. High fastball misses for ball one at 78. A chilly, windy day here in Conway. Wind blowing straight in from center field. I'm sure you can hear it some picking up on the mic as that 1-1 pitch is low for a ball. So 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Willis. Swung on and missed the high fastball to make it 2-2. Willis comes set, throws the breaking ball on in the third. As Willis steps off the mound for a second to regroup. Three-two pitch. Fastball on the outside. Oh, he called it a ball. The way he points, it sometimes looks like a strike call, but he was just telling the batter to head on down to first base. You earned yourself a walk. So, 2-out walk from Ashburn. That'll bring up Cash Bowman, the second baseman. Bowman scored a run. Swings and misses at that first pitch. Bowman got hit by a pitch with 2 strikes in the last inning. He's behind 0-1 here in his second plate appearance. Fastball misses up to make it 1-1. From the stretch, Willis steps off, walks the batter back to the bag. So he'll come set now from the stretch. Fake steal ball called. And it's 2-1. Mashburn, modest lead over there at first base. Kane holds him on. 2-1 the count. Watches a fastball right down the middle. And it's 2-2. As Willis looks to finish off the inning. Here's the pitch, foul back. And we'll stay right here. That ball hit the backstop and bounced over. We'll do it again. 2 away, 2-2 the count. Bowman comes set, or steps in. Willis comes set, throws home, and that's in the dirt. And the count is full, so the runner likely going to be moving here with 2 away over at first base. The 3-2 pitch is going to be called for strike 3 at the knees. So Kendall Willis gets his second strikeout of the game and gets out of the inning. No run scored for Baptist Prep. They lead Conway Christian 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back. We start the bottom of the third. Baptist leading Conway Christian 4-2. As Xander Stone will lead things off for Conway Christian. Stone 0 for 1, the ground out to third base. His first time up. Watches the first pitch outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball that stays outside, and it's 2-0 to Stone. 471 average. That's second on the team so far. 7 RBI, also second on the team, both behind Ace Kohler, who stands in the hole. Preston Elliott on deck. The 2-0 pitch is up and in, fouled out of play to make it 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball stays outside. And Stone's ahead 3-1 as the Eagles look to get the leadoff man on. That pitch is going to be in there, called strike at the knees as the count runs full. Ashburn from the windup going to deliver, and he misses up and away. And the Eagles, for the third inning in a row, have the leadoff man on. They were able to bring him all the way around. The first inning did not do so last inning. We'll see what they can do here. Stone gets the lead off first base as Preston Elliott will step in for Conway Christian. Stone with some good speed on the bases, and he's going to take off, breaking ball in the dirt. And the Eagles have their fourth stolen base. 4 attempts, still no throws from the catcher, as that one was down in the dirt, didn't really have a chance. As Elliott's ahead 1-0. Stone gets his lead at second base, still working on his little base running mitt out there as he's already stolen a base. Without it, he was throwing his gloves over to Coach Hitchcock as he was taking off, basically. Elliott watches the 1-0 pitch for a ball, and he's ahead 2-0 as Mashburn comes set, delivers home. That's going to be called a strike on the inside corner. Ball gets away from the catcher. Stone will trot over to third base. And with no one out, the Eagles have a runner 90 feet from home with the heart of their lineup due up here. 2-1 is the count to Elliott. That breaking ball floats in at 60 miles an hour and is going to be called for a strike as the count evens up at 2-2. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball is going to drop in there for a called strike 3. And there's one away here in the third. That brings up Ace Kohler, the Eagle third baseman. 0 for 1 on the day. It's .583. 10 RBI on the season. He's got a base runner at third base. Ground ball left side to the third baseman. He's going to boot it. And the second error of the game so far for Carson Wake over there at third base, as the run will score for the Eagles on that E5. And it's now 4-3. Kohler safe over at first base, no throw attempt, as Kendall Willis will step into bat for Conway Christian. Time called by Willis. Kendall 1 for 1 with a base hit his first time up. Watches the breaking ball outside for ball 1. Pick back attempt over to first base. Kohler dives back in safely with ease. So we'll reset. Here's the pitch home to Willis. Breaking ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and Kohler jogs into second base. So a wild pitch puts the tying run in scoring position here in the third. Willis ahead 2-0, 1 away. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's going to be a ball, and that gets past the catcher. That's a pass ball, as it was off his glove, and Ace Kohler barely breaking a sweat as he makes his way around the bases. A wild pitch and a pass ball, and just like that, a 3-0 count, and the Eagles tying run 90 feet from home. We'll have a mound visit here from Baptist Prep as they look to sort things out with the pitcher and the catcher. In the meantime, Willis goes over to talk with Coach Whitson. The base runners come over. We'll step aside for just a second and be right back. So that visit's over. It's 3-0 to Kendall Willis. Ace Kohler, runner at third base. Ashburn comes set. He delivers home. Willis swinging 3-0, pops it down the right field line. It's going to be foul as it gets down. That makes it 3-1. As I mentioned, a lot going on here on the campus of Conway Christian. There's 2 soccer games going on over at Mission Field. The girls playing right now against St. Joseph, and then the boys game will follow right after that. If you want to come on out. Also, obviously, we have baseball going on here with the Eagles and Baptist Prep. If you can't make it out, The soccer games are being streamed over on Huddle TV. And obviously this baseball game streamed here on YouTube. You can catch all the action. The 3-1 pitch, that's going to get Willis square in the back. And he will make his way to first base. So those are always tough ones. 3 balls and you get hit. I mean, you're going to first either way. You'd rather not have to get hit by a 70-mile-an-hour fastball. But the Eagles get their base runner. Reese Post will step in. Reese, 1 for 1, a base hit to right field that led to some base running chaos for a little bit for the Eagles with these 2 guys, Willis and Kohler, on base. A couple rundowns and all that, but Reese is 1 for 1. He watches the first pitch for a strike. Swings at the 0-1 pitch and is quickly behind 0-2. One away here in the third. Eagles already got 1 run across. They're looking to tie the game. That pitch is up and in to make it 1-2. As they appealed for a second to check, but didn't swing. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball outside. Post lays off of it to even things up at 2-2. Reese hitting over 300 so far. Couple RBI, a chance for at least 1 more right here. Is Willis early steal, and he's going to easily take second base. He was probably trying to draw the balk there, or at least get in a rundown or something, but pitcher didn't even pay attention to him. And he almost was at second base before the ball was thrown. That ball was called a ball, so the count full. That one fouled off by Post, as will stay full. As there's 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 away. Base hit could give the Eagles the lead. Here's the pitch. And there's a hit up the middle. That's going to get down for the base hit. Only run going to score, as Willis had to hold up to make sure that did drop. But Reese Post 2 for 2 on the game, and he's got an RBI. And that RBI has tied the game at 4. Runners at the corners for the Eagles, as we got time here. Is Bennett Foster going to come in as a courtesy runner for Reese? And we're ready to go. Kyle Kane, the senior, steps in. 0 for 1 today. Breaking ball is going to stay inside for ball 1. We'll see how aggressive the Eagles stay on the bases. Bennett takes a step and then comes back. That's fouled out of play to even it up at 1-1. Bennett giving a couple bluffs over that first base. Stays put for now, as that breaking ball was outside. 2-1 is the count. Willis, the runner at third base. Some action down in the Eagle bullpen as Isaiah Brister looks to be getting loose. Kane lays off that pitch, and the count runs to 3-1. Creed Hildebrand is on deck for the Eagles. Foster gets his lead at first. 3-1 pitch fouled off at the plate, and the count is full. The Eagles have tied it here in the third. They're looking to take the lead. Kane pops that 3-2 pitch behind the plate, and that's going to get out of play. We'll stay right here Kane just looking to put a ball in play or find his way on base somehow here to keep things going for the Eagles. Just one away. Mashburn comes set, delivers, line drive, base hit down the line, got over the glove of the third baseman. Willis will score, and the Eagles take the lead back on the Kyle Kane RBI base hit. We got time called as we take a look at the RBI single from Kane. And it appears Baptist Prep going to be making a pitching change. As they make that change, we are going to take a break. Conway Christian has taken the lead here in the third with 3 runs, and they are still threatening, just one away. We'll take a break. It is 5-4, Conway Christian. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back in as we get set to continue things here in the bottom of the third. The Eagles have taken the lead over Baptist Prep. They're now up 5-4, 3 runs so far here in the third, and Baptist Prep has made a change on the mound. We'll get to that in a second. Creed Hildebrand stepping in for Conway Christian. He drew a walk in his first plate appearance. He watches the first pitch high for a ball. Bennett Foster, the runner out at second base. Kyle Kane is at first as Creed watches ball 2. New pitcher for Baptist Prep is Hutch Fenton. He started the game over at first. Mashburn going to move over to third base. And then Carson Wake going to bump over to first base. Those are the changes for Baptist Prep. As that 2-0 pitch is fouled back into the glove of the catcher for strike 1. Mashburn going to finish the day, 2 1/3 pitched, 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 of them earned, and he is responsible for those runners out there right now. So the book not closed on his stat line so far, but he ended up throwing 65 pitches, 2 walks, just 1 strikeout. As Hildebrand is ahead 3-1 now. Line drive, hard hit ball to the first baseman off his glove. Hildebrand is going to be safe at first. And Fenton, who just made the move over from third, that is his 3rd error out in the field so far. All of them off the glove fielding errors. So a hard hit ball from Hildebrand. The 4th error for Baptist Prep. And the bases are now loaded for Conway Christian as Hudson Wheeler going to step into the box. Hudson 0 for 1 on the day. Just 1 away here in the third. First pitch, that's in the dirt. Nice job behind the plate by Marshall Eoff as he kept things in front. Kept that runner at third base. A 1-0 count. Bennett Foster, the runner over at third. Kyle Kane at second. And Creed Hildebrand is the runner at first. As the 1-0 pitch at 73 below the knees. And it's 2-0 to Hudson. Isaiah Brister is on deck. The Eagle leadoff man. Conway Christian looking to put together a big inning. Line drive into right field. It's going to get down. Diving play. Couldn't make it. Gets past the right fielder. 1 run scores. Kane's going to score. Hildebrand's going to round third. He comes in and a 3 RBI bases clearing triple from Hudson Wheeler. Huge hit from Hudson Wheeler to give the Eagles an 8-4 lead. He's over at third base. Isaiah Brister steps in. Still just 1 away here in the third as I try and update the score for us. 1-0 the count to Brister. Line shot is foul. That was a hard hit ball, but he was way ahead of it. And the count is now 1-1. Brister is 1 for 2 on the day. He scored a run. Ground ball, that's going to get through the shortstop as he dove to make the catch. Couldn't do so. Eagles lead extends to 9-4. Isaiah Brister with the RBI single. And a 7-run inning so far for Conway Christian. Still just 1 away in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Xander Stone 0 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run. Brister takes off from first base. He is going to steal the base. That is, I think, the 8th stolen base maybe for the Eagles. Something like that. They've been all over the bases today. Haven't even had a throw attempt. The 1-0 fastball at 72 on the outside corner is going to be watched for strike 1. One pitch. That's way outside. Going to get past the catcher to the backstop. Brister scampers over to third base. And a run once again 90 feet from home. Two-1 the count to Xander Stone as he looks to push this Eagles lead even further. So far, 7 runs here in the third. That pitch, ground ball hard up the middle to the shortstop. He's going to glove, throw to first, and it's going to get past him. The run's going to score. Stone's going to take off to second base, and he's going to slide in safely. So the RBI for Xander Stone. He's going to reach on the throwing error. The run was going to score either way. It is now 10-4 Conway Christian. 8 runs so far in the third. And we're going to get time called here. And it looks like Baptist Prep might be making another pitching change while they take this visit. We're going to take a break. 8 runs across so far here in the third. It is 10-4 Conway Christian leading over Baptist Prep. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back. We are still batting here in the bottom of the third. 10-4, Eagles leading Baptist Prep. They've put 8 across so far. Still just 1 away. And they're still threatening Xander Stone out at second base and Preston Elliott coming up to bat. Elliott 0 for 2. Does have an RBI. I believe he reached on an error his last time up. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. 5 errors so far for Baptist Prep. 7 hits for the Eagles. As Elliott watches that pitch high for ball 1. Conway Christian so far been a team of big innings. 8 runs so far in the third. They put up 12 against Pottsville last week. As that one's right back up the middle. Hits the pitcher, gloves it, throws to first, makes the play, and there's 2 away. Stone froze for a second and then made his way to third on the throw. So a ground out back to the pitcher. A runner will advance to third, and there's 2 away. As the third baseman, Ace Kohler, steps up. Ace 0 for 2 with an RBI, scored a run. Stone, the runner at third base. First pitch to Kohler, pops up and out of play. Kohler leading the team in RBIs and batting average so far. Looking to add to that total right now. Hits that ball in the air to right field. Coming in, making the catch, and that will end the inning. But 8 runs for the Eagles come across in the bottom of the third. They take the lead over Baptist Prep, 10-4. We head to the 4th inning. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back as we start the fourth inning here. Conway Christian, the Eagles leading Baptist Prep 10-4 after an 8-run bottom of the third. We've got a new pitcher for the Eagles as Kendall Willis's day is done. Willis went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. The new pitcher for your Eagles is Isaiah Brister. And batting for Baptist Prep, their catcher, Marshall Oaf. Realized we were mispronouncing that earlier in the game. Apologize for that. We try and correct that when we can. Thank you for letting us know. But Oaf steps in and watches strike one. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI so far today. And the count evens up at 1-1. And that'll be ball 2 from Brister. Isaiah making his third appearance. He's thrown 4 innings. Giving up just 2 hits, 1 earned run. Has walked 6, struck out 7. As he falls behind 3-1 here to Oaf, and he's going to give him a leadoff walk. And that will bring up the top of the order for Baptist Prep. Their center fielder, Aaron Fielder. Fielder 1 for 2, 2 RBI, struck out. We got a runner, courtesy runner at first base for their catcher. That first pitch is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. Briggs Brolo is the runner for Baptist Prep. Brister comes set. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off to make it 1-1. The 1-1 pitch going to miss outside to make it 2-1. Fastball at 82 in there to even things up at 2-2. Eagles looking for a clean inning here after the big third. We caught on the corner for strike 3. Isaiah Brister strikes him out for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Ben Brown, the DH. Brown 1 for 2. Brister comes set, throws, swing and a miss, strike 1. There's a fly ball into left field. Cass comes in, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. In the top of the 4th. Rome DeLoach, the shortstop, steps in for Baptist Prep. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Brister comes set, throws home, fastball at 82 on the inside corner, and he's ahead 0-2. What I like about Isaiah when he's on the mound, I've told him this, he works fast. He gets his pitch and comes set and throws home quickly. That one's fouled back to the backstop. Keeps it at 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball is going to be in there. Oh, whoa, he called it a ball. The Eagles were running off the field. we'll regroup. I'll try and show you a replay. Just see where it is. I mean, we're behind. Well, that looked like a really good pitch from Isaiah, but it was not called. But that one is swinging miss. Strike 3. And the Eagles get out of it. So, one runner gets on a walk, but that's all that happens as Isaiah Brister able to get out of the inning, finishes things up with a strikeout. So we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. 10-4, Conway Christian leads. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. We hit the bottom of the 4th inning. Conway Christian leading Baptist Prep 10-4 after an 8-run third, a clean top of the 4th. Kendall Willis will lead things off for the Eagles and try and add on to this lead. Kendall 1 for 1 with a run scored today. Started on the mound for the Eagles, went 3 innings before Isaiah Brister took over for him. He steps in, try and lead things off for the Eagles. First pitch goes behind him. Didn't hit him. Kendall coming into this game hitting just 154, a slower start to the season at the plate than he had last year, but a great hitter nonetheless. He watches that one for ball 2. Young player, sophomore, came up with a lot of big clutch hits for the Eagles last year, none bigger than that home run he hit in the regional tournament. As he checks the swing but did go around. It's 2-1. That's in the dirt to make it 3-1. I'm not sure if we mentioned it last inning, but there is a new pitcher for Baptist Prep. He came in to close things out in the 3rd. It's Cash Bowman, who started at 2nd. And he's going to miss for ball 4. And the Eagles have the leadoff runner on. They've done that each inning so far, and that sure does help if you can get the leadoff runner on base. And the Eagles have been able to do it. They've scored in 2 of the 3 innings, looking to make that 3 of the 4. As Reese Post, who's 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI, 2 base hits so far. He steps in, and that one gets in on his hands a little bit, popped up into center field, and it's going to be caught for the first out of the inning. So one pitch swinging, got jammed a little bit, and a soft fly ball to center. That'll bring up Kyle Kane, who had a hard hit RBI single down the left field line his last time up. Looking to do it again. He steps in. Willis, the runner, gets his lead at first base. First pitch going to miss low for ball 1. One-zero count. That is hit in the air behind second base. Shortstop ranges back, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Creed Hildebrand. Creed 0 for 1. He walked and then reached on an error. As he'll try to get things going here with 2 outs. Got a runner on. He watches the first pitch for strike 1. A 1 pitch. Willis gets an early jump, but the throw to first base behind him, and he was so far down the line, he's able to steal second. That's the second time Kendall has gotten such an early jump. First time the pitcher just threw home, and he was standing on second before it left his hand. That time the pitcher did step off, but he threw it to first, and Willis was 2/3 of the way to the bag, so he's in there at second safely, and time called at the plate. Creed's going to pop that behind the bag, third base down the line. And it's going to be caught by the left fielder, so that will end the inning. So a leadoff base runner for the Eagles. They couldn't do anything with it. The score stays 10-4 as we head to the 5th inning. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back here for the 5th inning. As Brister back on the mound, that pitch popped up to him, and he makes the catch. So a soft little pop-up there from Carson Wake, and the Eagles quickly have the first out of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Landon Thornton, the left fielder. Made a nice catch out there and left it in the Eagles' bottom of the 4th inning. He'll try and get batters prep a runner here. Ground ball to the shortstop. That's Xander Stone. He gloves, makes the throw, and it is in time for the out. So Two quick ones for Conway Christian. Good to see Xander over there at shortstop. He's been playing a lot of second base, dealing with an arm injury and just toughing it out, and looked pretty good right there. I'm sure it hurt him, but it was a strong throw. That first pitch, a breaking ball, just got away from him for ball one. In the field for Conway Christian, the only changes is Willis went to third base, Stone moved over to shortstop, and then Ace Kohler is over at second base. Outfield stays the same. Fastball at the letters, called high, and it's 2-0 to Hutch Fenton. And now it's 3-0 as that one spiked in the dirt. So after two quick outs, Brister falls behind 3-0. He'll look to battle back here. 3-0 pitch, fastball right over the heart of the plate at 80 miles an hour for strike one. Strike two, 81 at the knees. So from 3-0 to 3-2 as Brister looks to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. And that fastball is going to miss inside. So 2-out walk from Hutch Fenton. That'll bring up Andrew Mashburn, who started on the mound for Baptist Prep. Has moved over to third base now. He's got a runner on base after that 2-out walk. First pitch called for strike one. Brister was in the windup, remembered, hey, there is a runner on base. I should be in the stretch. So he steps off, gets in the stretch, comes set, and delivers home. That's going to be a strike called. Mashburn tried to check his swing. He went around. It was a strike anyways. And Brister ahead quickly 0-2. Fastball at the knees called for strike three. And that'll end the inning. So one runner gets on, but that is it. Brister strands him over at first base with the strikeout. And Conway Christian will take a 10-4 lead. We head to the bottom of the fifth. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back. We hit the bottom of the fifth. Eagles lead by 6 over Baptist Prep. 9-1-2 due up here in the fifth inning. Conference opener for both teams. The Eagles looking to jump out to a 1-0 start in conference play. Hudson Wheeler going to lead things off for Conway Christian. First pitch is a ball, so it is 1-0. Here's that 1-0 pitch. That's going to be inside, called for strike one. Hudson 1 for 2, 3 RBI. A little soft flare to the third baseman. He's going to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Hudson had that big 3 RBI base clearing triple his last time up, but pops out on that one. One away here in the fifth. That'll bring up Isaiah Brister, the leadoff man, who is 2 for 3, scored twice, got an RBI. Good day at the plate. Watches strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Brister. That's going to be down and away to make it 1-1. Cash Bowman, the pitcher for Batters Prep, steps off, resets for a second. And now he's back on the rubber from the windup, delivers. That fastball at 71 is going to miss outside, and Brister's ahead 2-1. Hard hit, line drive, left field. That's going back to the wall, and it's over the wall. A solo home run for Isaiah Brister. We take another look as Isaiah Brister pushes the Eagle lead to 7 runs. Hard hit ball, clears the fence in left field. His first home run of the season makes it 11-4. Conway Christian. So that'll bring up Xander Stone. He is 0 for 2, doesn't have RBI. He has reached base on an error. So he looks to follow up that home run. Watches the 1-0 pitch on the corner to make it 1-1. Inside, misses to make it 2-1. Heart of the Eagle lineup coming up here. As the pitch is delivered home, that misses outside to make it 3-1. Eagles 3 runs away from ending this game via run rule. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Line drive back up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. So back-to-back hard hit baseballs. And with 1 out, the Eagles have something going. That'll bring up Preston Elliott. 0 for 3. Has scored a run, does have an RBI. Here's the pitch. Stone's going to steal second base. He slides in. Pitch was called a strike. And again, no throw down to second base. The Eagles have stolen, I would have to count. It says we have 10 stolen bases. They've stolen second. At least 7 of those. No throws down from the catcher. Elliott behind 0-2. That pitch is inside. He turns and it does not hit him, but it is a ball. So it's 1-2, just one out. Stone is the runner down at second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is going to be fouled to the left side. Keeps things at 1-2. Pitcher comes set. From the stretch, takes a look back at Stone, delivers home. That's fouled off again as Elliott stays alive. Ace Kohler on deck. Another big bat for the Eagles. Stone gets the lead at second base. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Elliott hangs in there, fouls it off, and the count stays 1-2. We'll do it again. Bowman from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Got him to swing at it. And that's the second out of the inning. Had thrown a couple breaking balls in a row. That one just didn't really break. Elliott was expecting it to. Took a late swing at it, and it just kind of hung inside. But he got the out, so there's two away now for the Eagles as Ace Kohler steps into bat. Got a runner out there at second base. That one's behind the back as Stone will jog over to third base. So 1-0 is the count. Two away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. One run across already after the Brister home run. 73 miles an hour over the plate as Kohler looks at it for strike one. So 1-1 the count. That ball is hit to deep left center field. And it is going to be off the wall. Stone scores. Kohler standing up at second with an RBI double. And the Eagles push their lead to 12-4. That ball was hit hard, and we've talked about it a couple times. Wind blowing in from center field kind of made that ball hang up as you take another look at it. Stone was trying to wheel it over the fence, just couldn't make it. But a really good hit either way. And it is now 12-4 Eagles. Willis going to hit that to the second baseman. Bobbles it, throws to first base, and it's going to be in time. That will end the inning, but 2 runs come across for Conway Christian. And they take the lead, extend their lead over Baptist Prep to 12-4. We will head to the 6th inning. Conway Christian leading Baptist Prep 12-4 as we take one more look at Isaiah Brister's solo shot. Over the left field wall. We'll be back in just a minute. Eagles lead 12-4. We head to the 6th. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Eight, 9-1 due up here in the top of the 6th for Baptist Prep That's Cash Bowman, Marshall Oath, and Aaron Fielder as they look to try and rally here, down 8 runs to Conway Christian. Isaiah Brister back out there for the Eagles. 2 runs in the first, 8 in the third, and 2 runs in the fifth are the 12 runs for Conway Christian. 4 runs in the second is all Baptist Prep's put up so far. That one's grounded to the right side. Ace Kohler ranges over, makes the play at second, tosses to first. Kane gloves it, and there's 1 away. Marshall Oath, the catcher, steps in now for Baptist Prep. He's 1 for 1, got an RBI and a walk so far today. Swings and misses at that first pitch. Brister 0-1, fastball, strike 2. Comes set, delivers home. Got him to swing. And it's strike 3 as Reese just wanted to get his arm loose and throws it down there to first base to complete the out, instead of just tagging him out there at home. But strikeout for Brister. And there's 2 away here in the 6th. That'll bring up the leadoff man, Aaron Fielder. Breaking ball is in there for strike 1. Fielder 1 for 3, 2 RBI, 2 strikeouts today. That's going to be called a ball. Brister now with 3 strikeouts on the game. That one's hit hard back at the second baseman. Ace Kohler, nice play. Throws to first, gets him out. And a 1-2-3 inning. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Eagles leading Baptist Prep 12-4. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back in. We hit the bottom of the 6th inning. Conway Christian leads 12-4. 2 runs here would end the game via run rule. But either way, the Eagles just 3 outs away if they get back to the field from getting their first conference win. Reese Post's going to lead things off for Conway Christian. He's 2 for 3. Flew out his last time up, but has 2 singles, a couple RBIs. as he watches that for strike one. Bowman still the pitcher for Baptist Prep on the mound. Swung on and missed for strike two. Oh, 2 pitch. That's going to be down in the dirt for ball one. Eagles have gotten the leadoff man on base every inning so far. They've scored in 3 of the 5 innings. Actually, correction. I don't think they got him on last inning, but going into that, it was every inning. Time called. We are set and ready to go again. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to hit him on the back of the leg. And once again, the Eagles get the leadoff man on. That'll bring up the senior Kyle Kane, 1 for 3 with an RBI. As time's called for the courtesy runner. Once again, Bennett Foster going out there. He's got some action as Reese has reached base 3 times today. So Kane will step in. Nobody out, runner at first base. Eagles have been extremely aggressive on the bases so far today as Kane swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Bowman gives a look back at Foster. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball drops in there. And it's now 0-2 to Kane. Bowman comes set. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Gets past him. Foster takes off to second. He's going to be there standing up. And a runner moves into scoring position with nobody out. One, two, the count. Nobody out here in the 6th. Bowman going to come set. Delivers home. And that pitch is swung on and missed. Going to have to make the throw to first to complete the out. And he's able to do so. So a breaking ball that kind of fooled Kyle as he gave a half-hearted swing at it. Struck out swinging. And that's the first out of the 6th. That will bring up Creed Hildebrand. 0 for 2. Reached on a walk and an error. Has scored a run. Hildebrand steps in. Got a runner at second base. Breaking ball going to be in there for strike one. Oh, 1 the count. Bowman comes set, delivers home off the hands and foul into the Eagle dugout. And Creed falls behind 0-2. So the 0-2 pitch comes home. That's a breaking ball in the dirt. Blocked by Oaf. That keeps Foster at second base as the count runs to 1-2. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Hildebrand. Breaking ball stays outside, and the count evens up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be a fastball. That stays low, and Creed has worked the count full here with one away. Just trying to find a way on base. He represents the winning run. The Eagles are 2 away from the run roll. 3-2 pitch, line drive in right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Hildebrand reaches base. Foster held up just to make sure it dropped. And with one away, there's runners on the corners for Conway Christian. Nice piece of hitting there by Creed Hildebrand. Down 0-2, worked it back full, and then got a nice base hit with 2 strikes. And I got to imagine Creed's probably going to be running here. He's got really good speed, and he has stolen or attempted to steal every time he's been on base so far. So, don't know why he wouldn't right here to get that winning run at second base. He takes off. It's going to be in the dirt. Stopped by Oaf. Hildebrand stands up at second base. Another stolen base for the Eagles, who, again, have just been running wild over Baptist Prep today. So now Hudson Wheeler steps in. He's got a 1-0 count. A base hit would likely win it for the Eagles. That pitch going to miss outside, and it is 2-0. Top of the order on deck with Isaiah Brister. The Eagles trying to end this game here. Foster's at third. Hildebrand at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called for strike one. And the count is now 2-1. That pitch stays inside, and it is now 3-1. Come set, here's the 3-1 pitch. That's going to be down in the dirt. 4-4, and the bases are now loaded for Isaiah Brister, the leadoff man, who his last time up hit a solo shot to left field. If he did that again, it would most definitely end the game. He is 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, a home run. He scored it 3 times. And he looks to end the game here for the Eagles. There's a ball hit into the air, deep into center field at the wall. The ball is caught. Foster is going to score on the sac fly. And it is now 13-4. And the inning's going to end. I'm not really sure what happened. I was looking down. My only guess is they just, Creed or someone out on the bases just wasn't on the base, and they tagged him out. So the inning's going to end. Run does score on the sac fly from Brister, but a strange end of the inning as the Eagles tried to end it at the plate. They're going to have to do it in the field. They're 3 outs away from getting a win in their conference opener. We'll be back in just a minute. It is 13-4. Eagles lead Baptist Prep. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. We are ready to go here in the 7th. Eagles leading Baptist Prep by 9 as they look to put this thing away. Brister still on the mound for Conway Christian. Baptist Prep has the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Ben Brown, the DH, going to lead things off for them. He's 1 for 3 in the game. So here we go. First pitch from Brister called, strike one. And he's got the ball, he's ready to go. Second pitch is going to be called a ball low and make it 1-1. Wind up the pitch, fouled back to the fence, and Brister moves ahead 1-2 on Brown. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be low to even things up at 2-2. Working quickly. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball that dropped below the zone. And the count is full. To the leadoff man, Brown. Here's the 3-2 pitch. A little soft grounder right side as Kohler gloved it and just tossed it to Stone at shortstop to see if he can make a play, but he just didn't have time. Would have been a great play, but just not much he could do there. Just a kind of soft grounder. He had to range far to his right and just wasn't going to have a play. The only chance was to get around it, and he had to slide to make the catch, and that's it. So a leadoff infield single for Brown. As that pitch is hit into center field, and that's going to get down. Wheeler gloves it, throws into second base. Going to have a play at second base. And they're going to call him safe. So a double from Rome DeLoach, the shortstop, as we're going to get time called here. So back-to-back hits for Baptist Prep as they try and mount a seventh-inning rally. They do trail by 9. And Coach Whitson going to go out, probably just try and say, hey, guys, you're winning by 9. Just get outs. Field the ball clean. Don't worry about runs. Let them score. Just get the outs. You just need 3 of them. Get out of this. Get yourself the win. So quick mound visit to go over things with his infielders. And we are ready to go again. So runners at second and third for Baptist Prep. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th as Carson Wake is going to step in. Wake 0 for 3 today. As Brister's going to work from the stretch. Fires home. That one's popped foul out of play behind the first base dugout.
Daddy.
So the 0-1 pitch is going to be a ball. Evens things up at 1-1. As Brister from the stretch gives a couple looks back at the runner at second. Going to come home. That's going to be a ground ball. Left side gets through for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Cass bobbles in left field, but able to pick it up quickly. So just 1 run comes in on the RBI single. Still nobody out here in the 7th. So runners at first and third, nobody out here in the 7th. Still an 8-run Eagle lead as Landon Thornton going to step in. He swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. That's going to be a line drive over the head of the shortstop Stone, and that will be another run. So it is now 13-6. As Baptist Prep trying to mount a rally here. 2 runs across so far in the 7th. Still trailing 13-6, but still nobody out in the 7th inning. As Brister stays on the mound, breaking ball going to be hit foul down the first base line. Hutch Fenton is in the box. 1 for 2, scored a run, has walked. As Brister in the Eagle defense just looking for outs here to try and close this thing out. Here's the pitch as he tries to check his swing but could not do it. And it is 0-2. Looking for the all-important first out of the inning. Couple looks back to second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt as he lays off that one. Makes it 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. And there's the first out of the inning. Big pitch from Brister to get the first out. That'll bring up Andrew Mashburn. 0 for 1 has walked and struck out. Ground ball could end it for the Eagles. Fastball is going to be called a ball. That was up and away. Fastball fouled out of play over the first base dugout, and it's 1-1. With a 7-run lead, we'll see if anything hit on the ground besides to the middle infielders. If they try and turn 2, if they just take the sure outs. You got to force at every bag. So got a lot of options. As that pitch at 81 misses just outside to make it 2-1. Ground ball to Kendall at third. He'll step on the bag. Most likely. Ground ball to Kyle. I'm sure he'll just take the out. So Eagles just looking for outs however they can get them with a 7-run cushion right now. That fastball is in there on the inside corner at 80 miles an hour for strike 2. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fastball high. Makes it 3-2. As Brister will try and win this battle. Full count. Here's the pitch. Soft little chopper back to the mound, and he will take the out at first base. He gets it, and there are 2 away as the Eagles move 1 out closer to ending this game. Both runners advanced. So now runners at second and third, 2 away. And Cash Bowman, who has taken over on the mound for Baptist Prep, will step in to try and extend this ball game. He is 0 for 2. Ground ball right side, and that's going to get through a diving Kohler into right field. 1 run scores, runners held up at third base. It is now 13-7. As Baptist Prep not going quietly, 3 runs across here in the 7th. As Marshall Loaf, the catcher, comes up to bat. Runners at first and third, 2 away. Here's the pitch from Brister. Fastball inside at the knees, called for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch fouled out of play, and Brister's ahead 0-2 as he looks to close things down here. 2 away in the 7th. Conway Christian leading Baptist 13-7. And they're 1 strike away as Oaf will try and stay alive here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that's the ball game. Conway Christian going to come out on top, 13-7 over Baptist Prep. As the teams line up to shake hands, we'll take a quick break and we will be back to wrap things up. Final score, Conway Christian beats Baptist Prep 13-7. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. Final score here at Victory Field. Your Eagles take down Baptist Prep 13-7. They move to 3-2 overall in the season, 1-0 in conference. A big opening conference win for Conway Christian. Eagles 13 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors. Baptist Prep had 7 runs on 9 hits, 5 errors out in the field. As we go through things, Conway Christian scored 2 in the first to take the lead. Baptist Prep would respond in the second with 4 runs. And then the big inning, Conway Christian in the bottom of the third, 8 runs to take a 10-4 lead. 2 more in the fifth, an Isaiah Brister home run being one of them. And then they tacked on an insurance run in the sixth to get their 13. And then 3 runs in the seventh there from Baptist Prep as they tried to make a game of it, but just too little, too late. Couple stats on the mound for the Eagles. Kendall Willis went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Isaiah Brister came in relief to close things out. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, had 5 strikeouts. And then at the plate for the Eagles, Isaiah Brister leading the way, 3 for 4, 3 runs, 4 RBI, had a solo home run, was the big hit of the day. Xander Stone goes 1 for 3, 2 runs and RBI. Ace Kohler with a big 2 RBI double. Kendall Willis 1 for 2. Reese Post 2 for 3 with an RBI. Kyle Kane 1 for 4 with an RBI. And then Hudson Wheeler 1 for 3 with 3 RBI. That was a triple. The Eagles end up 11 hits, like I said, 4 walks, struck out just 3 times, and ended up stealing, I believe, 11 or 12 bases. As we talked about, they were just, every chance they had, they were taking off on the base paths. So, big win for the Eagles as they take down Baptist Prep. That's going to be a big one as conference season kicks off. The Eagles will be back in action this week, Thursday afternoon, right here at Victory Field as they take on crosstown rival St. Joseph in what will likely be a really good matchup. Final score here as we wrap things up, Conway Christian 13, Baptist Prep 7. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again on Thursday afternoon. You've been listening to the Conway Christian Sports Network.